two emails from topics we talked about last segment. LT says he remembers the Shanghai chicken nuggets from McDonald's. In his hometown, the McDonald's was across the street from the mall. A guy he knew came out of the McDonald's in a hurry to get home with the new Shanghai nuggets. Missed a turn, went straight down the embankment into the Sears parking lot and totaled his 77 Monte Carlo.
Oh.
Nuggets everywhere. Shanghai sauce all over the place.
He wasn't impaled on the chopsticks, was he? One didn't put his eye out.
That'd be great if he just got out and didn't realize there's a chopstick sticking out of his back. What happened?
I can't move.
I feel funny. I can't feel my legs.
Asian sauce was apparently covering the roadway. It's awful. Then Kristen says, a few years, this is on the Tonight Show, when Jay Leno took over for Johnny Carson, then retired, and then Conan O'Brien took over for him. I was saying that I thought Jay Leno was unfairly blamed in that. Leno says he'd love to go back on with Letterman and sort of make things right, mend fences. They've not gotten along in a long time, even though they were good friends, in the early comedy days. And Kristen says a few years before Conan took over The Tonight Show, Leno said he was going to retire in 2009. NBC told Conan that if he stuck around, he could take over. So Conan stayed at that 12:30 time slot. But when the time came, Leno didn't want to go, strong-armed them into giving him the 10 o'clock slot, which undermined Conan's show. That is not my memory of it. At least the way it was presented at the time, what I remember was Leno saying they came to him and said, we don't want to lose Conan. Would you take a 10 o'clock show in 2 years when you retire, and we'll give Conan the Tonight Show as a bridge to the future? So she may be right, but my memory of it is different, that NBC started it. She says Leno is the complete weasel in the situation. It's not surprising that Chris Kelly is on Leno's side.
Wow.
Yeah, that is very predictable.
I mean, it was kind of the undertone throughout the email, but she closed it in print.
Yeah, she did. She said it out loud.
She said it out, the quiet part out loud.
Just said it.
It's in black and white.
Yeah.
It is no surprise that Chris Kelly is on Jay Leno's side. My memory.
I'm Team Weasel.
Now, my memory of it was that NBC went to Leno and said, we want to keep Conan, and so we'd like you to retire in a year or so, but we're going to give you a 10 o'clock show at that time so that you can keep working for NBC. Now, where did I get that information? Jay Leno said it. I remember him on his show saying, hey, we want to keep Conan, we love Conan, and I'm going to move to 10 o'clock. That's where I got that. She could be right that Leno...
The backroom deal?
Yeah, I feel like Leno is like the friendliest guy in Hollywood, but it could be a front. You never really know.
Well, he could be friendly, but when it comes to a competition or something like that,
well,
he'll
cutthroat.
Yeah.
Well, in that book about getting the Tonight Show job to begin with, he did hide in that closet and write down notes. Can you imagine? I mean, to me, that's fireable. This is a meeting of NBC executives on who, and he kept score on who wanted him and who wanted Letterman to take over the Tonight Show. And he was hiding in the closet, writing things down. And boy, he also, now I'm way back on the late night wars, but when Carson left, I mean, within a day, they had the whole set changed and everything. And he came on, like Carson left on a Friday and he came in on Monday and didn't say a word about Carson. And it just was a bad start for Jay Leno. Anyway,
but OJ changed everything, right? The OJ?
Yeah. He lost to Letterman for a few years. And then
Leno did.
Letterman came on in 93 and immediately started beating Jay Leno. And when the OJ trial began a couple of years later, Letterman refused to do jokes about the O.J. Simpson murders because he said nothing's funny about a double homicide.
Leno celebrated it.
He had the dancing Edos. He had all sorts of stuff.
O.J. jokes every night.
Every night. And his ratings went way up.
That's what America wanted.
And Letterman's and I don't think Letterman ever recovered. Leno was number one from that point forward until he left the show. He also got the interview with Hugh Grant after Hugh Grant got a beej from a prostitute.
Down on the boulevard.
That's right. Good times. This is just good time. So you don't get those late night things anymore. Now it's just click here, do this, do that.
Now you go on a podcast to tell what terrible tales you've done.
Exactly.
Now Hugh Grant would get that beej, and then he'd have to tell the story on a podcast, and Chris Demm would say, I don't believe it.
That's right. That's right.
Well, he was arrested for it.
He was.
Yeah.
And the woman, too.
But now it would be like proudly celebrated. Oh, I got a beach in the back of the limo or whatever.
What's the big deal?
Yeah, whatever. We're through the looking glass now.
Yeah.
You know, that's all gone.
We celebrate when Van Halen talks about it.
Exactly.
Every member of KISS on the road in the entire 70s and 80s.
Yeah, exactly. But he was dating that gorgeous.
Hurley.
Oh, yeah.
You know who she's with now?
Shocking.
Billy Rae Cyrus.
I had to go back and make sure I really read the headline right.
Yeah, Elizabeth Hurley, who, by the way, still looks fantastic.
She does.
She's got to be 50-something years old now, and her body is tight. I'm on medication. I apologize.
It's tea.
It's tea. It's not medication.
I took some Flonase. I've got it in my pocket.
Oh, no.
I've got it in my pocket.
Flonase.
I'm doing Flonase.
Oh, it looks like a vape.
It is. It's great. It's right up the nose.
Yeah. Hey, man, you're not supposed to put that up your nose. No, it's Flonase.
I am flying on Flonase.
Is that prescription?
No.
You tell me. My wife gave it to me and said, take this.
It looks like a green love toy.
I know.
Pull it up to the camera.
It's great, isn't it? I mean, that's my
There's no one there.
That's my Flonase. I could put that right up my nose.
Let me see the applicator on that, Johnson.
Yep, right there.
Oh, okay.
Let me do it?
No.
I will. I'll do it. Don't point that thing at me. I'll do it right now, man. Put the Flonase down.
I'm sorry. Elizabeth Hurley looks great. She's with Billy Rae Cyrus. And I saw those two kissing. I was like, are you kidding me?
I know. They broke it on Easter, too. It was like his Easter post.
I couldn't believe it when I saw it. He's heavily tatted. He is tatted up.
He's late tats, too.
Yeah, it wasn't
a late in life tats.
Yeah, he to me is the ultimate guy of trying to cling on to youth and coolness.
Billy Rae.
Yeah, like, you know, it's like he wanted to keep up with his. Once he was on that little Nas X song, it was like he was trying to, you know, try. Oh, I got to be cool again. So he got all tatted up, and you know, I just think.
Does Billy Rae still have the long hair and the big beard?
Yes. Yeah. And I can't tell you how great Elizabeth Hurley looks. Classy, and just tight. I mean, she looks
all right. Does this knock her down in your opinion?
I don't like that she's with Billy Rae Cyrus. No,
this union?
It does knock her down in my opinion. The tattoo thing, you know, I'm against tattoos. I don't like tattoos. I know a lot of people have them.
And secretly they scare you.
Okay. Fair enough.
You play cool in public.
I do.
You play cool with coworkers.
That's right. But the truth
is,
deep down, I don't care for tattoos. I have never seen one that I've liked ever.
If you had the Terminator eye, you could watch you scan someone you're meeting for the first time. Scan, boop, 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 tattoo, trash human.
I don't like the term trash.
I know you don't say it, but that's what the readout says.
Well, so many people have them now. It's so common. What I love is when I see the Pete Davidson story, and there's more on him today, getting rid of his tattoos. You know, Pete Davidson, the comedian from Saturday Night Live, is covered with tattoos, or was. He has spent now, here the numbers are in, so far, he has spent $200,000 getting the tattoos removed.
Oh.
And he is 30% done.
Oh, my God.
Now, every tattoo, to remove it, is incredibly painful and takes numerous sessions. So he's 30% done. He's doing them like on his arms first because those are the ones that are most visible, then his chest, and then he's going to do his back. But he has said that he used to be a drug addict. He was always high. And now when he looks himself in the mirror, he doesn't want to be reminded of that. So that's why he's getting rid of all those tattoos. He's like, the last thing I want to see is SpongeBob smoking a joint on my back. So I'm getting rid of all those.
When he began this journey, he said it was for movies.
That's right.
So maybe this is a little bit more
a little
true.
A little deeper. Every tattoo takes about 10 sessions to remove and up to 60 weeks.
60?
To get rid of it altogether. So he does multiple at a time. He spent $200,000 and thinks he'll spend at least another $500,000 to get rid of it. But he's determined to get rid of every single one of them.
So it costs more to get one taken off, Avi, than Biggie, what did yours cost? You were one-arm tattoo.
If I recall,
that's right. You were blitzed in
blitz drunk in San Diego. Should have never been tattooed. I believe it was $75.
All right. Would you spend $400 to take it off, which is about what the difference would be?
No, because mine has never bothered me.
Does it? Not even visible, really.
Remember I went through a phase where I was going to get
a
sleeves. And I'm glad I fought through that because
it's an inspiring battle to watch, by the way.
Yeah.
You are. When I read this about Pete Davidson, my nipples get hard. You know that.
Yeah.
You know this. He is hosting a new Instagram program called Axe Me Anything, AXE, sponsored by Axe Body Spray, because he is trying to teach young men to not make the mistakes he did getting on drugs. And he's, by the way, ridded himself of all social media. He's like, that was the death. I was on social media. I was always high. And I got tattooed all the time, and I'm embarrassed about what I was 10 years ago.
He's now the face of Verizon.
Yeah.
He's been doing a lot of ads for Verizon.
I love this guy.
Yeah.
I love this guy.
You love regret, and he's full of it.
God, a body full of regret.
Exactly.
Yeah. See, my tattoo, I think, now looking back, I was just planning ahead because, mine is a cross, and it's religious, and I talk to God a lot.
I know you
the last 5 months,
Why?
Yeah. Take me now.
Why?
Yeah. So I feel like fitting down the road.
Of course.
To have the cross.
Yeah, I agree.
So what do we think Pete Davidson's net worth is? I mean, I know he's steadily worked, very popular, but my goodness, that's a ton of money.
I bet
that's true.
I mean, he's at least probably, I'd say, for his tours he's done with stand-up. Hard to say what he gets per movie. He's done a lot of movies, some of which are just not well known. And but I bet he's worth probably between 8 to 10 million.
Let's say 10 million. That's a number I thought too.
And I'm saying that's the figure that came into my head.
So if it's,
I don't know why.
If he's worth $10 million, he's literally spending 10% of his net income to remove tattoos. That's because he says I'm going to be at about $1 million when I'm all done removing tattoos. So he's spending 10% of his income. Now he's frugal. He lived with his mom for a while, trying to get clean.
And I think he will keep getting work too. So I think the money will.
I do too. Plus, like you said, he's the face of Verizon and all that.
Okay, quick Google search, just a quick one, and of course this is all just celebrity net worth, $4 million.
Wow. So if that's true, he's spending 25% of his net worth on getting rid of tattoos.
Yeah. Now that could be, of course, the more work he gets, he'll probably go up.
Of course. This is another guy who's gotten clean, is tattooed. Jelly Roll. There's news on Jelly Roll today. The governor of Tennessee will be deciding shortly if he wants to expunge the record of Jelly Roll.
A pardon, if you will.
Got a pardon.
And an expungement.
The Tennessee Board of Parole on Tuesday recommended a full pardon for country music star Jelly Roll.
What was his crime?
He, drug-related, his first crime. Have both of them here. Convictions of robbery at age 17 and drug charges at 23. He was found with crack cocaine and marijuana. So those were the two, and he did do some jail time. He and two other men in 2002 entered a house and robbed it. Other men were carrying guns. Jelly Roll was unarmed and got a lesser sentence. But he did time, of course, in Tennessee. It's all on the governor if he wants to expunge the record.
I think they should for him.
Why?
I just feel like he's turned his life around clearly. He's also now goes to, which you would never, like if you were his manager, you'd be like, I'll stay on the bus. Now he goes to like prisons and speaks and performs about, hey, you can change your life no matter your age. Look at me. I didn't become popular till I was almost 40 years old.
I wonder if Jelly Roll himself, did he instigate this? Or is this just a PR move?
It was not him that did it.
Because, I mean, it's part of his story.
If I was him, I wouldn't want it. I would say I did. I mean, he's always talking about it. He's like, this will never leave my record. Therefore, you shouldn't do it.
But it might make things like international travel easier for him.
All right. Fair point.
Fair enough.
Fair point.
Okay. I mean, he is a superstar who tours.
Can he vote and own a gun? I bet he can.
I don't know. No.
So, but if he got this expunged, would he be allowed to?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, probably.
I would think. I know you'd be more thrilled if he said, I'm going to remove all my tattoos.
That's right.
Oh, God. It's like a hit of Flonase.
Yeah. I mean, just watching your face says it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you pardon Jelly. Don't you pardon Jelly Roll.
Don't you dare pardon Jelly Roll.
Don't you pardon him, Garner.
If the governor of Tennessee pardons Jelly Roll, the governor of Tennessee has lost.
The people have spoken, with one exception. Mr. Roll, I'm proud to have you here today at the governor's mansion.
There's only one man who wrote a letter against this.
Who's the guy that didn't want me pardoned? I want to talk to the guy who said no.
And he goes to like prisons.
Of course he does. Yes,
yeah, he
does.
doesn't go to like jails and visit. He goes to like maximum security. And all I picture is you as his manager. He'd be like, I'll stay here on the bus.
I'll check emails.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck, Roll.
You heard the Theo Von impression.
Jelly Roll, every time he wins an award, he gets out there and he's like, I just want to thank, right now there's somebody who's stuck under a bridge. There's somebody out there who's got a size 11 foot in a size 8 tennis shoe. And I want to say you can live your dream. Every time Jelly gets an award, man, he's so full of feelings, bro. He gets up there and he's just like, I want to tell you that I was a maitre d' at a macaroni grill.
I think all that goes away once you expunge that record. I want that on my.
But it is what it is.
Yeah.
The past doesn't change.
It's like vacating a championship for a team. Nobody ever remembers you vacated a championship.